Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for MATIC. I'm out on the daily, just wanted to show you my macro view one more time. Looking for this to complete an A, B, C to the upside, just projecting that far for now. If we reach targets, our standard fib extensions off our 1 and our 2, our third should finish around 251, get a pullback to about 150 for our fourth, and target between 340 and 460 for our fifth. We can come shy of that and just hit the one-to-one of this A equals C. We won't know until these waves pan out, and we can target our take profit areas a little bit better. Now, one thing to note, if this is a 5-wave impulse, this low must be defended. That has to be our low. And ideally, we hit the 618 extension of the wave 1 and 2. Now, we don't have to. That's just a guideline. That's where I would look for a second 1-2 at the 618. I usually look between the 618 and the 1-to-1 for our second 1-2. Sometimes it's shy at the 382, but then I just target a little bit lighter. We're going to talk about this wave down here because I think it's an interesting discussion, and I'll show you how I'm planning on navigating that. If you've been watching my videos, this has been a difficult impulse to count. Reason being, there are a lot of flats, which is a bullish pattern. You can see flat, flat, right? Everywhere flats. So it's either something complex, as in like a diagonal rather than an impulse, or we do have it accurately marked here. Now, there's a couple ways to count this, and this is where Elliott Wave can be conflicting in some ways, but it shouldn't make a big difference based on where we're at now. And that is this fifth wave done? The way it would be done is if this is a running triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and we got our fifth wave up, that counts as 5, and we're correcting now, right? We're correcting this entire move as a 1-2. Now, issues with that. We basically just double topped, which is fine. It's allowed, but we were looking for between 111 and 119. You can see the ideal was that 113 area, the 618 there. So what I would consider is if we start moving to the upside a little bit to that area, then this actually becomes a WXY as a flat. We're still in that 1.236 and 382 zone of this A wave. Right there, ticked right through it. And we would be targeting the 1-to-1. Well, between the 618 and the 1-to-1. And we're right between the two, 618 and the 1-to-1. So you can see the issues. They're conflicting, where in one case we have a completed count. In the other case, we need one more move to the upside. So I would suggest waiting this one out. What's funny too is if you look at our wave 2 and our wave 4, this one's probably more ideal for equal in time, but this one's also valid too. It could take a little bit more time, one more move to the upside, then we correct. So this is a wait and see for me. But I do expect if we come one more to the upside that we do get this move. I just have to repull the pivots and then look for our wave 2 after the fact. But yeah, I'm trying to figure a way if it was super bullish. I was having this discussion with somebody earlier about really bullish markets. It's not worth a discussion at the moment, but if we do start grinding up and in time we grind into this area, we can consider the fact that this might be making a very corrective wave 2. It would become a little lower than that, sorry, a little bit lower. And we could just take off from there. It depends how long it grinds sideways. I'm sure you've seen those sort of corrections in Bitcoin before it takes off to the upside. It basically builds like a running flat up in a wedge and breaks out the top. So not worth that much of a discussion. But ideally what I want to see here is either one more tick up between this zone, then we correct, do not break out of this pitchfork whatsoever, or we drift sideways here, come down, drift up, come down, and just make a nice little WXY or ABC over here and look for our entry. We would like to see a light retracement hold this fourth wave. So we might just get between the 236 and the 382. We'll have to wait and see. And what we really need is the first wave down, a nice sideways move, so we can actually pull our fibs and project where that next wave will be at the 1-to-1. So I hope that was helpful. I more so made this video so you don't get freaked out if we just start coming up a little bit, grinding up a little bit, so you think it's taking off. Unlikely. The only way that could happen, I just want to say that scenario, the only way that could happen is if we ended like this. And as you can see, nothing lines up. This fourth seems too shy, right? And this fifth seems too short for the 1. And what that would be is more of a diagonal to the upside, and this would all be relabeled as corrective rather than an impulse. So that would be the only way. And if we start drifting up high, then I would consider maybe taking an entry on the first pullback in that scenario. So yeah, I hope that wasn't over complicating. This is just how Elliott Wave works. We know it's going to take one of the paths. It's our job to figure out which path it's taking. As for now, just waiting for the moment, and ideally I would just see something like this. And that would be ideal for our longer term 1-2 setup. All right, guys, that's it for MATIC. I hope that was educational. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.